Yes, we are here. We're back. I'm with Ross Wright. He's awesome. But first, I'm going to tell y'all this is my first podcast back from my heart surgery that I had. It's called an ablation. And it kind of worked, but kind of didn't. It nullified a few of the issues, but there are still some remaining. I have PACs and PVCs, premature ventricle and premature atrial contractions. They went in and they found where the PVCs were happening, and they cauterized two spots in my heart, killing the tissue. So I got some just dead in my chest right now, which is like, well, if it's dead, it can't twitch anymore. But the PACs still exist, and they have not been eradicated.
Is it something they haven't found, or
it would just take a separate procedure?
I see.
And it would take a separate surgeon, because my guy doesn't do ACs.
So is that something that it's like recommended to be done soon or at some point?
This is all elective.
Okay.
Because it's like, if you can tolerate it, it's not deadly.
I see.
But when they happen for me, they're terrifying.
Right.
I was talking to my friend on the phone. I was like, it's like sex, but really bad. And I mean, what I mean is, like, you know what sex is. Right. But there's always something new about it every time.
Right.
But you know that these are going to happen. And when they do, and what they are, how they happen, you've experienced it before. But every time they happen, there's something new about it.
That's terrifying if you're dealing with your heart.
Yeah, exactly. But they're maybe that was a terrible analogy. I don't know. But I was drunk when I was talking about it anyway.
I've had a couple friends that have had this like heart racing thing where their heart just goes like races.
Yeah, AFib.
Yeah. And then they have to, I don't know, one of my friends had to like use some sort of device, record the heartbeats. He would hold it to a phone, call this number, and like download the rhythm, like they were getting the audio. It was just very weird, but it all went to, trying to identify what was going on.
They have ablations for that too.
Yeah.
But those are a little more dangerous.
Yeah. Both of these were really dangerous cases as far as I understood.
They can do the ablation for that, which is just cauterizing, because your heart's like electrical.
Right.
They disrupt the electrical current it's crazy, man. They actually, the way that they map your heart is you have to come off the medication 3 days in advance, and you just have to suffer. Mm-hmm. And then you go in, and they put this mapping gear on you, and then they find the location based on it happening. So if you go in there and it's not happening, they can't find the location.
Okay.
They can't fix it. You have to go in there and it has to be happening. But the night before the surgery, cracked and took a pill. I couldn't handle it. So when I went in, they gave me this medicine to induce it.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't work. So while I was on the table, they had the catheter in my groin up into my heart. And they noticed that when they jiggle it, my heart does the thing. So they kind of jerry-rigged it in a way. They're like a jiggle. This is what they said in the medical report. Yeah. So we jiggled it, and then it happened, and we mapped, and then we jiggled it.
A slight jiggle.
Yeah, sure. It's just like the way they found it. I mean, I'm glad they found it. I'm glad they were able to do the procedure. Unfortunately, it only eliminates 90%. Mm-hmm. So off the medication, there will be plenty of them.
Okay.
I tried to come off the medication, and it panicked me, and I went back on. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to come off it again. There's a different variable this time. I'm on this potassium now, like a bunch of it. They're hoping that could happen.
Now,
usually by this time of the day, I'm having them even on the medication, so I'm not right now, and that's
the
good.
medication. Have the doses like come down, or has it been like? Is it going to be like hard stop?
Hard stop.
Full to nothing. Okay.
Because it's weird, and I'm sure I'm boring people out there, but I'll wrap it up and we'll talk about your music.
This is fascinating.
But it's weird that too much of this drug can cause fatal arrhythmia, it says on the bottle. And and it's just having any in my system at all could technically be causing an arrhythmia. So I had a weird theory that the PVCs that I was treating with these pills were possibly creating the PACs.
Interesting.
So now that the PVCs have been suppressed to come off the pill, it could potentially stop the PACs as well. I have not been off the medication in 2 years, and I'm terrified, man. I'm like peeing my pants right now thinking about it. I'm trying not to pee my pants.
And that's tomorrow.
Is going right through me. But anyways, that's the update. This is the first episode back, and I'm really, really excited to have you because you're a very special figure in this town.
Do you think so?
Yes, I do, because you play in Rebecca Rafferty's band. You're her brother.
That's right. Rebecca's my little sister. Rebecca Rafferty and the Wakes.
Right.
That's been it's been a really fun time. I didn't know some siblings can do that and be in the same band and work on the same project. I didn't know if we could make it work, but it's been really easy. It's been great.
Yeah, I don't get along with my sister, so.
We always get along, but like, it's weird to think about. Sometimes we feel like sort of the same age and like we grew up together, but you know, when I left the house, she was like 10. So there's enough of a gap there where we've sort of had to like get to know each other as adults. And then, you know, I've always been impressed with her writing and stuff like that. And she had a couple attempts at putting a band together, and it's been really cool. And it's sort of reintroduced me to the music scene locally here, playing with her. So a lot of my little irons in the fire, I sort of attribute to getting out and about because of Becca. And we just put out a record, and that's been
2 Swords. I listened to it.
3 years in the making. So like, you know, COVID messed everybody's timetables up, but yeah, it's exciting to be done with it. And, you know, then there's the terrifying question mark of what now? And, you know, we got to figure that out.
Right on. Taylor Knoll next door. He's playing the guitar.
It's a nice little ambiance.
That's whatever. He's got a feature on this episode. But the reason why I asked you to be here is because I am fascinated by your new side project there, B Squad Leader.
B Squad Leader. Yeah. What an interesting and unexpected project that has been. So it'll be fun to talk about because it happened in a blink of an eye, and now it's sort of out, and I don't know that I've really thought about it that much since it's been out.
Yeah.
But it's fun to pick apart.
I have many questions to ask about it.
Yeah.
Starting with, how did it start?
Really, it started like, you know, I feel like whatever medium you work in, if you're sort of a creator, you just do things to do it and to get your reps in and like practice and mess with a guitar part and write a lyric. And I tend to write a lot from a place that's like hip hop meets pop. Rhythms are very important to me in the writing process.
Me kind of too.
Yeah.
Just
you
like
think
it's kind of
syncopation.
It's poetry before you make it a song.
Yeah. And even if I don't have like, even if I'm like singing sort of dummy lyrics, like, you know what I mean? Like just random sounds, it feels good to have a certain sort of like syncopation.
I have a lot of embarrassing phone memos.
Exactly.
Of me just kind of mumbling and stuff.
Yep.
And I'd be devastated if anyone ever heard them.
And, you know, like I've had in my music that I just released, solo stuff, Ross Wright, I've had rap verses show up here and there, but so it's always been sort of something that I do, but I just was at work one day and wrote a verse and liked it and went home and started messing in studio. And it was so fun that I just kept doing that, but there was no sort of master plan. And start to finish, it was probably December, maybe to May. And then I'm like, I sort of have a record here. And then I felt like, you know, I've been working on a group of songs that may or may not be my next solo album for a couple years. And that feeling of like, there's not the connectivity I need. This isn't a project yet, but I like this song and this song and this song.
Yes.
You know that feeling?
Yeah, I had something to do with that. Like, sorry, the LaCroix's coming back on me. I did
just go right into the mic, man. Just
not to tout my own album, but I wasn't aviation themed until later.
Okay,
so it's like an example.
Yeah.
It's just like everything just started being like, and it was all based. It ended up, the whole album is conceptually based on I have a fear of flying.
Mm-hmm.
And there are little hints all through it and stuff. And I like doing little Easter eggs too.
Yeah.
That are like just for me.
Right.
Are you a video game fan?
Big time, yeah.
So you a Final Fantasy VII fan?
Okay. Yeah, I know of it. I'm not a huge turn-based guy, but
here we go. Turn-based, yeah. But there's this song in there called Tifa's Theme, and one of my songs on the album, I had the cello player play it in the background.
Okay,
it's just really low key.
No, that's great. I love that. I love that kind of stuff.
It worked really great. But yeah, sometimes you don't know what you got until you got it. Kind of.
And I feel like for me, the albums that I've done that are my songs, I feel like there's a song that makes the album that starts everything off. And sometimes it doesn't even end up on the record, but like there's a song where you go, okay, I've got to do something now. I have this song. I really like it. It's got to be put out at some point. But then there's a piece later, and maybe it's a couple songs or maybe it's one song that's almost like the connectivity where now all of it makes sense and all of it is put in context. And I think when you have that last piece, then you don't feel as bad about going, no, I'm not going to use that track and I'm not going to use that one. And I'm going to simplify this because you've sort of found a direction. And so I'm still in that process, and it's been a couple years on a group of songs, and some of them I really like, but B Squad Leader and just writing these little sketches and like working on beats and stuff like that was a super fun thing that had no agenda. And so I think because there was that new energy, it just I just stayed in that vein. And then when I had 11 tracks, I said, okay, I think now the best thing to do, because everything's been so weird with the pandemic and everybody's timetables are off and everybody's projects have been shifted. I think it'll feel really good and be like sort of a healthy thing for me to say I've completed something and get it out. And so, there was no plan in the beginning, and the day that it was mixed, I uploaded it and that was it.
Wow, you didn't sit on it at all?
No.
Well, it's fire.
I appreciate that.
It is some straight
and then,
fire.
Everything from then on out is sort of like a fun little, I don't know, I guess call it gravy, but like being able to play out live. And then a friend of mine, Jason, who joined me on drums for a couple shows, I love collaborating with him anytime I get the chance. And so everything has just been like super cool, and, and people have been supportive. And that's the weird thing, is sometimes people don't let you do something that, they don't know you do. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I didn't know you did that. But everybody's been really supportive, and,
it's not for everybody, but it's very special. I think you walked 2 people at your show, or maybe they just had to leave.
No, I could have shown them out early. Who knows?
I don't know, but I just remember these 2 people just walking out. I was just like, well, I guess they came for dinner and
right.
Didn't expect, but they missed. I can't. How could they, not enjoy? I'm all about it. I was so glad to be there. What a show it was.
That was a fun night. It was a good show, start to finish.
Billy Bocci, who was on season 2 of this show. We're in season 3 now. Episode 1. He had that funny bit at the end where he kept saying, one more time.
One more time. Yeah. They did that line like 10 times.
One more time. If you're familiar with Billy's record, Mitch did Billy's record.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fantastic record. In fact, I don't know how I came to have possession of it, but I got it super early before it was, released. And maybe I stole it from Becca. Maybe Billy sent it to her at some point.
I got one song, but that's because I was on my way up to Boston.
So I know which song you got.
But it was actually right before the shutdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where I caught COVID. I was one of the first people in Virginia to have COVID.
You brought it to us.
Yeah. I was one of the people that brought it here. I mean, it would have gotten here either way, but hey, I was one of the fathers of it, I suppose.
There you go.
If that's how you want to look at it. You know, I love to stake my claim, whether it's awful or not.
Look, man.
But I
you were impactful.
Was on my way up there, and I was telling the people in the car, because I brought Joe Jacqueteau. He's the photographer at the National. I brought him with me to take some photos. And my girlfriend and we were in the car, and I wanted them to hear this song as we're going to Boston, and it seems appropriate. So I messaged Billy. I was like, yeah, man, dude, when is that song out or what? He's like, I'll just send it to you. So we got to play it in the car, and it was very, very enjoyable.
Yeah, I've always been very impressed.
So I guess my ultimate question about B Squad Leader. This is for B Squad Leader. If we could speak to him.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me access the. Yeah.
Do you plan to do another project like that?
So probably, or even if it's just a song every now and then, because like it's something that I've always done, but I've never like fully leaned in that direction. And I just think that, I don't know if it's like a part of it's like getting older. I'm a shy kid from way back, and I'm a second guesser. And I feel like there's a lot of creative people who are more comfortable, for instance, on a stage behind a guitar than they are talking to the people that are listening to them afterwards. You know what I mean? And that's kind of always been my personality.
Yeah. Mine's like, even.
Yeah.
Like I'll be grandiose on a stage, or I'll be grandiose in a crowd.
And that's impressive.
It's not really, because it's actually bad for me. Like, I've generated a bad rep in some instances where I just should have shut up, But so I mean, it's like there's this powerful quality to having that. This is one reason why I freaking love Keelan Creech.
Yeah.
Is he's so like. He's a very shy guy when he's in, about, and then he just does this epic crap with his, Oh yeah. Crap's a bad word. I was going to say shit, but I was trying to, but then crap's like, no, it's not crap, people. It's freaking incredible.
It's gold. Yeah.
It's incredible, but he's got this, quiet vibe off stage, right? Which people see as, wow, he's a really humble guy.
Yeah.
Just because if you say anything off stage, well, I'm just not a humble guy, I guess. Or it's just like, it's hard to say. Or I try to, whatever. I'm just a really abrasive personality. So it's just,
you strike me as very open too. Like,
yeah,
you'll just share things. And there's a piece of me that wishes I could do that more. And then I think there are other folks that are like, I wish I did that less. And, it's hard to achieve that balance. I wish I did it less,
because, I always say how I feel in the moment. I don't wait for the person to walk away. I'm just like, you made me feel this way, man. And it's just kind of like, it's like you're being political or whatever. And I'll just like out say it, like, why are you playing these games? Oh, man, I just got off work. What's wrong with you? Or like, I was always one of those guys who would like text people. Like, why aren't you texting me back?
Right.
And they're like, dude, I was in a car accident. Or like, dude,
I've been asleep.
I was at church, man. Like, you're not allowed to bring the phone in there, So I've kind of eased up on that. I've always been the guy to like call someone out when I think, it's just like something I need to kind of dial back. So on the subject of being the shy guy and then being able to express yourself openly on the stage, that's a great thing to have.
Well, sure, but then there are moments where you wish that, like, man, I wish I could be my own advocate more so sometimes, or like you say, if you think of something in the moment, and sometimes it's important to be able to communicate that. But I think that second guessing or being in my own head, part of my personality, like, the state of the world the last couple of years, the fact that, I just turned 40, all these things have got me in this place where I've been more so in the mode of like, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. And if it's just for me, that's okay too. I don't need to like, and I think it's important sometimes to be like, how will this be received? And like, can I provide something that, or can I offer something with my art that people are ready for and people would be interested in? I think that's a valuable skill, but there are moments when you just have to do something because like, you just have to do it. And so I think being able to be at a place where I can do a side project like this because I'm feeling it and it's in the moment, it's like really important. So on that note, if I get in that vein again, I'll just do it again, And I think now what would be fun,
all right,
I love dreaming, even if it's something I'll never do, but what would be fun is a B Squad Leader album and just like a ton of Richmond features on it.
Yeah,
because it's the perfect thing to just bring somebody in for a song and like,
Please let me.
Yeah.
I'll sign me up.
Dude,
I'll Michael Bolton.
Some of your like fast, like finger picking stuff with a beat behind it would be insane.
Yeah, dude. Actually, there's this
we
one.
We could do that in like 3 minutes. We could have the next song.
Okay, well, you just let me know. I'm down to do anything. My song on my record, the second one, called "Back with a Vengeance," is super aggro, and I almost didn't put it on the album. It was one of those where I was like, this has got to be on there because it's like how I feel, and some people won't receive it well, and I put it right up at the front, and I say a lot of pretentious things in there, but a lot of people really liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were turned off by it, but I don't care. That was one of my for me ones. But I was thinking to myself, that's the most hip hop thing I've ever done was that track.
Yeah.
And it was super intricate, the pattern and everything. So yeah, sure, I'll bring whatever we could do something. I'm down, dude.
But yeah, I think that would be,
you heard it here first. You heard it
here first.
You heard it
dropping.
Manifested
2026.
Yes, maybe a little sooner. I might be dead by 2026.
The other thing that was maybe looking back on it.
That's a great idea, by the way. I mean, it's just clicking, like you being able to insert yourself or insert that brand B Squad Leader, like, and have all these Richmond artists. It would just be the best collab thing ever anyway.
Yeah, because too, like part of it is there's a freedom to something that is more so based on the energy of the moment.
Yeah.
Like if you're working on a project where you're like, it's about energy and what feels good right now, then bringing somebody in is only going to make that more interesting. But yeah, like my dad, I think was like, so is B Squad Leader an alternate persona and it's not.
That is a great question.
It's not really, because I feel like, and I told him, I was like, I feel like B Squad Leader is just a 40-year-old dad, like, and there are some things that kind of are like satirical of like age and stage on the record, but also there's something about music in general, but even taking a break from things I've been working on and doing this like new project with new energy, where I'm like, oh, actually that song was sort of about like, that was like a diary entry, and I don't know if that would show up on a Ross Wright album, but for some reason B Squad Leader makes it okay to like look in the mirror and say, something that's really vulnerable, and then at the same time be silly if that's what the moment requires too. So,
well, you're a music making machine.
Well,
so Ross Wright is your main thing.
Yeah, I've just been doing that for a long time. So
you've got something new with that you were mentioning. How new is it?
No, I'm still.
I could have sworn you just said
working on it.
Did something new with Ross Wright, but maybe
no. No, the newest thing would be B Squad Leader, but yeah, I've got Ross Wright. So what I'm working on now that's sort of in shambles would be probably, I guess, my 7th album, solo album.
You have all 6 are on Spotify and everything?
No, only my last album's on Spotify. A ton of stuff is on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I deleted all my stuff and put it on Bandcamp, and only my big commercial one is on Spotify.
But if you get a chance, my 019 record, is called "This Could Be the Age of Love." I'm really proud of that one, and it's
on
really
Bandcamp. Or,
that one's on Spotify.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
So Ross Wright on Spotify.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, dude, trust me, I'm going to be listening to that.
And what's kind of eerie about that is like some of the stuff that happened in 2020, which would have been a year later.
Right.
I was writing about. Like I wrote about like the statues coming down, and like it was, there was some eerie stuff in there. But it's all from like that album. This Could Be the Age of Love was like my like city album. So it's very, very Richmond. I think people can hear it anywhere and appreciate it. But I feel like there's just a history and vibe. And like, if you're a Richmond folk, you know, like some of the stuff is like, oh yeah, okay, I know what that is.
Does that happen often for you when you realize a song that you wrote a long time ago is applying in a new way? Because that happens to me too.
Or like, have you ever had a song where you're like, I wasn't sure what it meant, and then you realize later, you know?
Yeah, precisely. And it's just like, yeah, and like there's other times when I wrote a song and made it, and I look back, I'm like, how the hell did I even make that?
Right. Or even simple things like chord progressions or a bridge that goes in a certain direction. You're like, I don't know if I would have been that free now to make that weird decision, but it's really cool, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what the future holds for where I'm going with the next thing, but it's going to be a little different, I think.
Sonically different?
Sonically, yeah.
Okay.
Well, obviously, he's building that thing. I say I help, but it's really been him. He's the mastermind behind it.
You told me earlier that it was all you.
Did I? No, I've been a part of it as much as I can, mostly because I owe him money.
Yeah.
I paid off the tarmac though, so that's good. But
no, that's exciting back there, man. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. What's really exciting is these podcasts. I'm gonna have like bands and people can perform in there.
Yeah, be able to do real like NPR style. Sessions.
He used to work for NPR.
Really?
Yeah, Tiny Desk too. He has not Tiny Desk, but he has a Tiny Desk hoodie that they gave him.
Okay.
What department were you in again, Mitch?
Archival.
And you met Haley Williams from Paramore.
No, I just saw her in the elevator.
You saw her in the elevator. Nice. Cool.
Those are my favorite celebrity encounters when you don't really talk to somebody, but they're there. Like I was in a studio one time, and do you remember Jessica Simpson?
Yeah.
She was recording in the next room, and you could hear her, but it was like somebody was just like, "Oh yeah, it's Jessica Simpson." It's like, what? Like, okay, fine, cool. I love celebrity interactions that aren't interactions. It's my favorite kinds.
Yeah, I saw Annie Clark just like drinking from the water fountain.
Yeah. I saw Tracy Morgan in a mall one time. That was awesome. He was doing
all of
some
my
like,
celebrity encounters have been encounters. Like I made them encounters.
right.
Like Phoebe Bridgers and like
Okay. Phoebe Bridgers, great. Great stuff.
Yeah. She took a picture of me and her.
Okay.
Like her hand, it's her arm extended.
She took the picture.
Yeah,
Not
and my
everybody can say
hands are
that.
by my sides, and it's just so perfect. it's with the Rock and Roll Hotel. Oh, it's a long story. I'll tell you at some point. And then like Passenger, I like waited by his tour bus with a bunch of people.
That was not that long ago, right?
Yeah, and then he like came out and I've met him twice. But I like said that I met him. Oh, this is a great awkward story I could tell you really fast because then I want to have you play a song on the show.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I went to go see Passenger, okay? And so I also have been to go see his good friend Stu Larson from Australia. He played in DC, and I told him, I got to meet him, and I told him, I really love your music, and it's really inspired me and stuff. And he like followed me on Instagram, and he's been like keeping up with my music and stuff, and it's been like wild. Like,
Yeah.
But anyways, his sound guy or the guy that does monitors, his name is Chris, and Chris does monitors for Passenger.
Mm-hmm.
And I followed Chris on Instagram, and he saw that Stu was following me, so he followed me. Next thing you know, this guy who does monitors for Passengers looking at like every Instagram story I make and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day he unfollowed me. But anyways, that story is to preface this. I was at the concert, and I was front row, and Chris saw me, and I just knew he knew who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And as he was walking by to pick up some wires or something, it just came out of me, man, a lie. I blurted it out. I said, Chris, dude, we met before. Why did I say that? Why in the shit would I say that, right? So he looks at me like, I know I haven't met you. All right. So anyways, that is a preface to this next story. While I'm outside waiting by the bus with the people, because he always comes out, passenger always comes out and signs stuff and stuff. He's like going down the line. And he goes, oh, hey, yeah, he's signing my thing. I said, yeah, dude, we met before. He goes, really? Where? Passenger. I said at the 930 Club, because I really did meet him before. Mm-hmm. So it was a double whammy because, yes, he doesn't remember me.
Right.
And he's clearly heard the story from the sound guy inside that this guy's just telling people he met him before. But I didn't meet him.
Where? He was ready.
Yeah. Where? Really? Where? In his British accent and everything. And I was just like, damn, man, I'm never opening for this guy. It was terrible. So anyways, would you
Maybe though one day.
Maybe, dude. Oh, please.
You never know.
Would you like to play a Ross Wright song?
I think I'm going to play a Ross Wright song. I think I'm going to play a song nobody's heard. Wow. New energy. Speaking of new energy.
All right, new energy. So
it's not a terribly new song, but I think it is one nobody's heard.
All right, great. So we'll set you up to do a song, and then we do a thing where we plug a bunch of stuff at the end.
Awesome.
For you.
Sure. All right. This is all workshop stuff, so. You leave for the summer. You might as well stay away. 'Cause how could things revert, be just like they were yesterday? The ring from your dresser, I wear it on a chain. Will someone ever want the broken apart where it hangs? I could pack a bag, I could buy a map, and we could meet right where we met and tell each other there could never be another. Wouldn't you rather lie? Wouldn't you rather lie than forget? We didn't have parents. We didn't need friends. And the headlines couldn't touch the world that we dreamed of. It was heaven. I could pack a bag, I could buy a map, and we could meet right where we met and tell each other there could never be another. Wouldn't you rather lie? Wouldn't you rather lie than forget? Oh, I'll meet you. I'll meet you in the morning, bright and early. You'll see meet you in the morning with 2 coffees. Wait for me, I'll meet you. I'll meet you in the morning, bright and early. Wouldn't you rather lie? Wouldn't you rather lie? Oh, wouldn't you rather lie than forget?
Mitch made me a meatball because, funny story.
Just one meatball?
His girlfriend ordered pizza last night, and she ordered a salad with the pizza, and instead of a salad, they sent her meatballs.
It's very different.
Right.
Honest mistake.
An honest mistake. It happens all the time.
Give me a bunch of meatballs
Right.
and a pizza.
Right. So he put some on some bread for me.
It was kind of deconstructed,
Meatball
spaghetti.
sub.
Yeah, deconstructed meatball sub. The bread's somewhere.
The bread was underneath, and it was just, I see what you're doing. No, I'm saying what I ate today was.
Right. You couldn't really, if you deconstruct a cheese quesadilla, you just have cheese and tortilla. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no real way to make that work. I was fascinated by these cooking
growling
shows.
thinking about it. Someone buy my album on Bandcamp if you're listening, man. I could really use some McDonald's.
Yeah, he's eating some cheese case. He's eating singular meatballs over here. Please buy his album.
No, but what people really should do is check out Ross Wright on Bandcamp, and especially B Squad Leader right now.
B Squad Leader, that's the freshest thing. It just came out in May.
Mm-hmm. So good.
And, it's a good, my brother-in-law texted me from New York, and he said, it's a good morning album. Listen to it first thing. I said, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I get this idea, because I envisioned you the whole time just being in a bathrobe and slippers.
Yeah.
And I was
'cause
thinking,
that's
actually,
the
you know
look,
what, when
yeah.
you're on stage, you should have a gimmick about it.
I thought about actually
And just
doing the
bathrobe and slipper it,
Yeah.
and hold like a mug of coffee in one hand the whole time. It just have like bedhead.
Now, ideally,
mess it up.
I didn't know if this would be weird, but ideally, I'd love to brew coffee, like put on a pot of coffee at the beginning of the set so it smells like coffee. But some people, I don't know, some people are like, I don't like, but
Well,
like,
don't get it near the gear and the.
I know.
It won't matter.
You splash
As if
the
it's your
gear out, and then all of a sudden you owe the Camel, 6 extension cords and a light fixture. You spilled coffee all over their stuff.
Regardless,
But it's worth it for the art.
right. Do you have any plans to play out as B Squad Leader?
I would like to. I was just talking with Jason, who was drumming with me, about that. It's one of those things that, I'm certainly up for. And if I get the wild hair, I might try to put some work into it. But it's such a grind to line gigs up that I don't want B Squad Leader to be something that's not fun. At
Of
any
course.
point in time.
Yeah,
So if I feel like I have to manage it, it's going to be lame. But it's super fun. And people are smiling, and it's like,
It's
people are having a good time.
dude. I was just, oh man, that was it. It was like I came to see that. I mean, I like Keelan, but I came to see that.
Yeah.
Crazy cool, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Anything
Thanks for having
specific
me.
you want to plug? Of course, Two Swords, right?
Two Swords, Rebecca Rafferty in the Wakes. That's my sister, and I play a little bass and sing on that. And then, I've got some Ross Wright stuff on streaming, B Squad Leader streaming, and then
And
Ross
you're
Wright
in for
at
a wild
Bandcamp.
ride if you're looking up B Squad Leader and you don't know what you're into. Till
if
get
you're
it, but
night
it's,
driving, you got a little commute, put it on, and you'll feel right when you get there. And
you will. I will endorse that fully.
it's good medicine, man.
100%. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for coming. I say a
Absolutely.
really dumb line at the end. This
it.
is always how I end it. This has been the way life am. That's just the way that it am.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.